Hello and welcome. I'm your host Comic Knight Zero, and today we'll be talking about Detective Pikachu. Now I'll be honest with you, I essentially had no interest in going out of my way to see this movie, or rather, I didn't care enough to go and watch it by myself. But when a few friends of mine showed interest in wanting to see it, I figured I'd tag along and see how it was. So I basically went into this having no expectations, so if the movie turned out to be bad, then I wouldn't be too disappointed, and if it turned out to be great, then hey, good for the movie. So overall, how was it? It was fine. So for a quick summary of the plot, in a world where humans and Pokemon live together side by side, one day ace detective Harry Goodman mysteriously goes missing. Searching for clues and trying to unravel the mystery behind his father's disappearance, Harry's son, Tim, played by Justice Smith, and his old partner Pikachu, played by Ryan Reynolds, team up together to investigate and find out what really happened on that fateful day. Now, from a video game standpoint, sure, I played some Pokemon when I was younger, like Fire Red, Sapphire, and Emerald, but I certainly didn't consider myself a Pokemon fan, or at least, I'm not someone who plays the games anymore. And so, for someone like me who's really no longer interested in the franchise, this film found a way to keep me somewhat interested, actually. The main city that the film starts in gives us a general idea of what the world would look like if humans and Pokemon lived together in a society, with the main point being that everyone has a Pokemon partner and that it's this kind of unity that keeps the city going. Here, Pokemon battles are basically illegal unless you do it for competition like a big Pokemon tournament. Now the film doesn't really dive into it much, but I like that they gave us a general idea of what kind of laws the world would have in regards to owning Pokemon. And honestly, I think it did a pretty solid job at world building. You see statues, toys, and bobbleheads of different Pokemon, including legendaries or posters and commercials in the background advertising the upcoming Pokemon tournament. The film also shows several kinds of Pokemon from different generations, ranging from something like Charizard to whatever this thing is. Not to mention, I thought the CG for the Pokemon were really well done. For the most part, you could believe that they were actually there in the world. All of them were really detailed and well textured. A lot of Pokemon could certainly be regarded as looking cute, but I'm really glad the visual effects team wasn't afraid of showing us how terrifying or ugly some Pokemon would look if they existed in real life. Or even how scary it would be if someone's Pokemon were to go wild. In general, the overall plot was fine. There were certainly a few cheesy lines thrown in there from time to time, but it wasn't really much of a problem. The film never gets too campy, nor does it take itself too seriously. I feel like it did a nice job of transitioning between those two tones, so a shift in mood never felt too sudden or out of place. As you may have guessed, Ryan Reynolds certainly carries the film, but it's never done to the point to where he fully steals a show. I think he had some pretty solid chemistry with Justice Smith, who, admittedly, I initially felt had a somewhat weak performance in the beginning, but he certainly improved over time as the story progressed and we got more exposed to his character. So for the most part, they both did a good job and certainly hold up as being the film's main focus. In regards to the antagonist, I feel like the villain's plans didn't really hold a strong case for itself, nor was it really represented well in the film. Like, I get what they were trying to do, and they had a plausible reason for doing it, but they're essentially using their own solution on a problem that either didn't exist or wasn't presented well in the film. There's no point in the movie where I could look back at it in retrospect and say, oh, that's the problem they were trying to solve. Which is weird because, it puts me in this weird situation because I understand where their motives were coming from, yet their plan still felt like they came out of nowhere. So there definitely should have been more screen time to elaborate further on where the villain was seeing this problem. Because without more context, I thought the plans were just kinda stupid and out of left field. So in short, it was a fine movie. I liked the chemistry between Pikachu and Tim. I thought the CG Pokemon were really well done. The movie's a bit cheesy at times, but it's not much to complain about. And the villain's plot needed a stronger argument to support itself. If you're a big Pokemon fan, you'll certainly enjoy this movie. Though if you're not really involved in the franchise like me, I think you'll still get at least some enjoyment out of it, as I feel like the movie doesn't limit its audience to only hardcore Pokemon fans. But that certainly goes without saying that if you're not really involved in the series at all, like you haven't played the game or seen the show, then honestly I'd say there really isn't much in it for you. So, just being honest. Now I know live action video game movies generally aren't well received by general audiences, After all, we all know what happened with the Mario Bros, or Mortal Kombat, or Hitman, or Resident Evil, or Resident Evil, or Need for Resident Evil, or Resident Evil, or Resident Evil. God, there were a lot of these. But you get the point. They usually don't get great ratings, but who knows? Maybe this movie will pave the way for video game fans to start having faith in movie adaptations again. Oh, right. Oof. This'll be fun. Hey there peeps, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, then feel free to smash that subscribe button as it really does help the channel out. But yeah, if you've seen the movie, what'd you think of it? And if you're a Pokemon fan, was the movie everything you wanted it to be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright peeps, I think that'll be all for today, so with that, I shall see you all next time.